Speaking to Express.co.uk about republicanism in the Commonwealth, Dr. Bob Morris, a professor at UCL's Constitution Unit, said that Australia has kept the idea alive. He said, "The Australians may be dusting off their plans. They've kept the idea alive. Australia voted against becoming a republic in a 999 referendum. But according to Dr. Morris, the movement failed only because of their inability to agree on who should replace the Queen." The author of The Future of the Monarchy, The Reign of King Charles III said, "The Australian referendum failed essentially because there wasn't agreement about how the new head of state should be appointed. I'm not sure they've yet established a sufficient agreement about how they would appoint a head of state." The contest in Australia was between a head of state appointed by the parliament, on the one hand, and on the other a head of state appointed by popular election. Just last year, a YouGov poll showed that 62% of Australians want an Australian as their head of state, rather than the Queen. Speaking about republicanism in Britain, Dr. Morris said that the movement may gather steam in the wake of the Queen's death, something that may arise in part because of the collective horror of Prince Charles ascending the throne. He said, "As regards to Britain, there is of course a Republican movement, but it rarely gets much traction. But that may change in the wake of the Queen's death as people come to think about these things afresh. It is not just because of the collective horror of Prince Charles ascending the throne, but also it gives an opportunity to review the relationship, without being clumsy about doing it when the Queen is beginning to show real signs of ill health. And the last thing people would want to do is to show signs of disrespect for the Queen. The idea of disrespecting the Queen would put off people who may otherwise be persuaded that Republican status is the thing to do." Barbados announced it would be removing the Queen as the head of state in September 2020. The changes will come into effect on November 30, in time for the 55th anniversary of independence from Britain. Announcing the news, the Caribbean islands government said, "The time has come to fully leave our colonial past behind. This is the ultimate statement of confidence in who we are and what we are capable of achieving." Responding to the news, Buckingham Palace said it was a matter for the government and the people of Barbados. According to the BBC, a source at Buckingham Palace said that the idea was not out of the blue and has been mooted and publicly talked about many times.